Good morning, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I am Professor Ahmed Balogun, presenting innovative small ruminant production system for food security and climate resilience in Nigeria, the development of the Futasa Goats and Sheep Franchise Initiative. The presentation will cover introduction, limitation to benefit from goat rearing in West Africa, climate-smart agriculture, three pillars and triple wins, climate-smart agriculture strategy for livestock production in West Africa, limitation to benefit from goat rearing in West Africa, knowledge, development of the Futasa goats and sheep, innovation, grass, legume and tree integration, capacity development, and the Futasa goat and sheep production franchise. Introduction. The West African draft goat is stocky, hardy, low maintenance and prolific, but its small size means its meat and milk yield is low. The large Sahel and Savannah goats from the north, on the other hand, are high maintenance and often struggle to survive in the south due to their low. Small ruminant rearing is a primary activity in Nigeria and other West African countries and play a major role in the rural economy. Goat pickers have experienced high mortality of their herds, about 20 to 25%, and very poor returns, due largely to traditional subsistence on scientific goat rearing practices and the absence of reliable veterinary extension service, prevalence of roadkills, theft, diseases, inbreeding, poor feeding and sanitation practices, lack of finance, lack of efficient markets, and climate change. As a result, there has been a genetic degradation of available breed over the years, setting off a vicious cycle of low quality stock, poor performance, and poverty. Here we have it, the limitations again: theft, roadkills, diseases, lack of management expertise, lack of finance, inbreeding, poor feed and sanitation practices, lack of organized markets, and climate change. A solution. Fruiter's GeoLab collaboration with industry develop improved varieties of goats and sheep. The partnership between the Laboratory for Geoecology and Sustainable Food System of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, FUTA, and Biospheric Scientific on the project Subclips CSA has developed hardy, disease-resistant, and fast-growing crossbreeds called the Futasa goats using climate-smart innovation. Climate-smart agriculture is an integrated approach to manage landscapes and resources to help adapt agricultural systems, methods, livestock, and crop to ongoing human-induced climate change. CSA has three main pillars, also called triple wins. 1. Increasing agricultural productivity, livelihood, and income. Adapting and building resilience to climate change. And 3. Reducing and removing greenhouse gases emission or carbon footprint. Climate-smart agriculture strategies for ruminant production in West Africa. These include fodder cultivation, fodder conservation, forage quality improvement, forage integration, grazing management, crop livestock tree integration, herd management, breeding strategies, and manure management. Knowledge. The contribution of the subsidy projects include understanding the performance of 3 different indigenous goats and 2 indigenous sheep breeds, development of a sustainable goat sheep innovation breeding strategy, development of disease-resistant, fast-growing and low-maintenance hybrid varieties of goat and sheep from our indigenous breed called the Futasa goat and sheep, and the development of the Futasa goat and sheep franchise program to commercialize them. The Futasa goat development model. The model emphasizes the need to retain beneficial characteristics of the West African draft genotype within the cross is developed. Consequently, the upper limit on Sahel and Savannah gene is set at 75% for the pedigree animals. The setup of the breed cluster improvement is illustrated in figure 1 and 2, 1A and 1B below, above and below. Inspired by the Farm Africa Dairy Goat Improvement Project in Kenya, Ojango et al., 2010, and Peacock, 2008. Here we see the crossing of the Sahel with the WAD to generate the F1 hybrid. The hybrids are stocky, larger than the WAD, but not as tall as the Sahel, but heavier than the Sahel and WAD. These ones will then be crossed again with another Sahel to generate the F2. It is these ones that will then be stabilized at the 75 northern genetics and 25% genetics. Innovation. The partnership also developed the Fortesa Goat and Sheep Franchise Program. This is a climate-smart, sustainable commercial indigenous goat and sheep production franchise initiative and management system, where technical support is provided to franchisees from production to marketing. Based on a buffet-style product system, fodder bank made up of a combination of highly nutritious indigenous grasses, legumes, and fodder trees for high-density rotational grazing and cut and carry. Here we see the grasses. We're talking Napier grass, we're talking Bracharia grass, and Guinea grass. Then we have lab for the legume, velvet bean, Cassia mimosa, and Centrosema pubescens. Whereas the fodder trees include Leucaena leucocephala, Glariceria sepium, and Moringa oleifera. All these are planted within the paddock. Fodder cultivation and conservation and quality improvements. The excess of this during the rainy season can also be pelletized to conserve the and improve the quality of the feed such that it can last longer. Sometimes over 3 to 6 months it can be stored when pelletized. Innovation. Our business model is illustrated below, starting from credit, aggregation, training, input, production, processing, and market. This covers almost all the SDGs: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, responsible consumption and production, climate action, and then partnership for the goals. The model is further broken, expanded here. So you have credit, you go bank, you have aggregation of the farmers, and then the digital registry. You have training and certification, community health workers. You have feed mill, fodder production, health and veterinary services. You have production, you have the goat ranch, breeder for meat, goat, dairy, and dairy goods. Then you have processing, abattoir, mixture, goat meat cut, butcher store, skin and hide. Then you have marketing. Marketing is both for domestic and export market, where you have individual smallholders, commercial farmers, farmer cooperative, faith-based bodies, higher education institutions, state governments, agencies, commodity companies, and then international donor agencies. We are happy to inform that we have been able to secure loan facility for franchises from the Bank of Agriculture, and the livestock are also insured by National Agric Insurance Company. To date, two ranches have been established. One is fully subscribed, the other one is about 75% subscribed in Ogun and Ondo states of Nigeria. The Fruitasa franchise package is a 75 million naira enterprise. This cost covers land, livestock, housing, nutrition and feeding, health management, breeding, insurance, security, training and franchise and ranch workers, labor, advertising and marketing, wealth and irrigation facilities for land preparation, fencing, paddock and pasture establishments, farm machinery, and ranch income diversification. Here we see a breakdown of the overview of return on investment over a 5-year period. The projected costs are analysis of keeping 50 mil goats is a 75 million ranch on a 5-hectare land that allows franchisees to earn income as from the second year or the beginning of the third year, and the farmers can make gross income of over 85 million without labor and overhead in 5 years. With stock asset, mother goat and young kid that are unsold, worth over 20 million. Goat and sheep have an efficient production lifetime of 6 to 8 years, with profit accruing from the end of the third year. For life, these conservative estimates are based on assumption that market size goats are sellable at worst case scenario at farm gate prices of 75,000 naira, and it can be up to 100,000 at about 25 kg of weight. So please see projection below. Ranch income diversification. Alternative income activities on the ranch will include improved indigenous chicken production, guinea fowl production, ducks, mosquito production, organic vegetable production using manure from the ranch as fertilizer, cassava processing to ensure continuous supply of cassava peels for concentrate for the animal, then agro ecotourism, paid farm visit for education, training and entertainment. The manure of the animal is also used as organic fertilizer in a circular bioeconomy approach. This is a flyer for Legacy Ranch. The Fruitasa Goat and Sheep Franchise Aggregation Scheme. The Fruitasa Goat and Sheep Franchise Ranch model is a cluster ranch on a 5-hectare land that holds 100 head of goat, though starting with 50, costing 75 million naira, that will start generating above 10 million at the end of the first year and over 25 million as from the beginning of the third year for life. Money back in 3.5 years, over 85 million naira generated in 5 years. The mother goat are retired in the 8th year, and the process is continuing with one of the daughters of the mother goat. Ranch income is diversified through circular economy, with biofertilizer production with the animal manure, organic vegetable production, free range, improved chicken, indigenous chicken, duck, and guinea fowl production, as well as beekeeping. Presently, a 250,000 naira 12-month loan tenure facility at 9% rate has currently been facilitated for interested and qualified franchisees from the Bank of Agriculture. This money has been paid back, and we are working towards 1 million for our franchisees now. But presently, this is what entails. Each group above is a cooperative, and the cooperative will work towards each member owning a 71 million naira ranch in the long run. This is a lifetime investment. This is a powerful scheme for poverty eradication and socio-economic development that can greatly improve the livelihood of our resource poor citizens. Please watch our documentaries below. They can be found on YouTube. Thank you for listening. I will play one video for us now.